Good afternoon again, and welcome to another episode of Legacy Men's Podcast. And we are here at this beautiful facility at Mark Air in Soldotna, Alaska. This afternoon, I'm with our guest Aaron, who is one of the pilots and mechanics. And we are thrilled to have this time with you. Thank you for being so gracious to joining us.
Yeah.
Kind of give us an introduction again to yourself, married, single, kids, and what's unique for you that nobody else does, or what do they call you? Is there a nickname they call you so the guys can know you even more?
My name's Aaron Stocks. I've a wife, Mela, and 5 kids. So from 13 years to 11 months now. So a good spread there. I really enjoy, other than what we get to do here, I love hiking, hunting, building my own guns, building guns and anything like that, hunting bear.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell us, and I'll help you if you need, but tell us how you came to be called by the Lord to, and why don't you put in there as well, why don't we do a segue as well? How did you come to the Lord? And then how did you get involved with missions?
Yeah.
And then how did you travel? I know my wife's getting harassed me right now. Sorry, honey. But how did you get your way into Mark Air here in Soldotna?
Yeah. So I grew up, my parents were maybe nominal Christians, maybe, when I was born. And they were walking their own ways. When I was first born, and when I came along, I was the oldest of my siblings, and so they started looking at being around the church because they wanted me to be raised in that type of around the people and the type. Maybe they didn't know of the church, yes, but didn't know their own needs for the Lord, for Christ, and so as they started attending church, so that I was growing up with that type of like ethic, I guess I would say.
That's a good word.
The Lord was able to draw them as well, and I got to see that grow, and I got to come to know the Lord partly by watching Him draw them.
Right.
And grew up in Michigan, and was spending a lot of time catching stuff out in the woods and in the swamps, and catching frogs and turtles and stuff. And so after high school, I just assumed I was going to end up studying a snake somewhere. Basically Stephen Irwin, crocodile, and basically wanting to do something like that, but the Christian version was what I pursued, and so I spent 2 years in college pursuing that. As a believer, yes, but still trying to want to do my own thing.
Sure.
And growing up through high school, we went to youth group, and so we went to short-term mission trips pretty regularly, and so that's what we did, because that's what we did.
Yeah.
And each time felt drawn towards ministry, every time getting to see what God is doing around the world, around the different parts of the states, to see Him using people in ministry for Him, and was interested each time, but would come from each one. I was like, man, that was really cool, but that was a high mountain experience. It was cool, but I'm going to keep doing my own thing.
Right.
And while in college, God kind of used that time where I did go on another mission trip. That God took that time to say, hey, look, you need to choose. Are you going to follow me, or are you going to follow your own plans?
Yeah.
You can't do both. You pick one or the other.
Right.
And so, that started, I felt more drawn towards pursuing ministry of some sort. I didn't feel I didn't feel equipped like a pastor or a like for translating, the Bible in different places around the world. Your normal, what you would think of as a normal missionary.
Yeah.
But was looking into ways I might be able to do something that I didn't have to get up in front of people and speak
Gotcha.
in front of them, which here I am. And when I was a kid, I read a book called Jungle Pilot of Nate Saint. I was one of the 5 who was martyrs in the 50s back in Ecuador. And he was one of the early pilots to do exactly that type of stuff. It was a way to make ministry happen, places that are hard to get to. So I said, okay, Lord, well, you're saying I need to follow you and do what you want, so I'll apply to these different schools. Moody Bible Institute was one of them, and another one that was like, well, we'll see. I've never done aviation in any way. I don't think I'll do any good at that, but I'll apply and see what happens, and expecting to get denied for both, and I'd keep doing my own thing. And I was accepted at both. Wow. And I was like, well, there goes my fleece of Gideon, is exactly saying, no, he called me on that one. And so I was like, okay, I guess this is real. And so I left the school I was at, pursuing biology, and moved to Spokane, Washington to pursue aviation at Moody, and I still had no idea how we were supposed to pay for it. I didn't know what I was doing, any of it. And I said, okay, Lord, I will trust, and we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
So that was 2006 is when I started there. And as to trust of what he was going to do and whatever he had ahead of me, he kept providing for it, which is incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so after a 5-year, $80,000 program, I effectively had no debt from that, which still doesn't make any sense because we didn't have the finances for it. I got married immediately after that to my wife, Mela.
Congratulations.
And then while I had been at Moody, I was looking for, this was before I met Mela, my wife, I was looking for a way to fill the introit to come and serve up here and kind of see what MARC and what the ministries were, the internship.
Right.
Thank you.
Internship, yeah.
But I was looking for reasons to do it the cheapest way I could do it because we're poor.
Yeah.
And so I didn't choose to go into Papua or anywhere or Africa or some of the other missions that we could have gone and done an internship. I came here and did not understand why MARC was here as a mission, why aviation was needed in Alaska. I had never been up here before then. And so that was 2008, I did that. And while I was spending time here, we were able to understand more and more what really is needed in the rural Alaska, in these native villages, people trying to serve there as pastors or just a way to live there among, to be friends and to have chances to be able to speak into these people's lives of the hope that we get. It doesn't happen without some way to get in and out. And where we're living, that's the only option is aviation.
Right.
And so, I was able to come back from that internship to understand that this is an absolutely vital ministry up here in Alaska. Long term, didn't expect to serving here long term.
How long have you been here now?
I have been here 9 years.
Wow.
So,
thank you for your service. That's awesome.
It's incredible. So just as we kept stepping through the open doors, God kept providing to make it work, and here I am.
Folks, thanks for joining us at Mark Air in Soldotna here in Alaska. And we're just asking that you check out our QR code, which then speaks more about Mark Air. But also, folks, we're looking for as much donations or help or aircraft that you can provide. But thank you again for joining us. Get Mark here. So talk about personal sacrifice, isolation, struggles that you may have had throughout your 9 years here that you can share with the public as they listen to us, and the level of commitment that you have to have here to really succeed one day at a time.
For many people, I mean, living here is a difficulty, just because of the area, the distance from friends and family, a lot of that. The physical area is not actually a challenge for my wife and all at all. My sister's a missionary in Kenya. It's hot there, and
yeah, it's very hot.
We visited her, and we're like, okay, Lord, if you want us somewhere hot, we can do that, but it'd be nice to be somewhere cold. And this is before we'd chosen for sure here. And that part has actually been a blessing, is living here in general. Yes, we're away from family. That's hard. There's harder times of darkness and stuff like that, but our issue has not been that, as far as our hearts that you're referring to. So I mentioned I've been flying as a pilot mechanic, an instructor here for 9 years. And then this January, we'd just gotten back from our furlough visiting, and end of January, middle of January, I was flying one of our ministry flights in one of our King Airs, and we're coming into land in Anchorage, and had a massive downdraft, and lost lift very short before landing, and destroyed the airplane. First time I ever bent the airplane, anything like that, after years and years and years of flying and a good bit of mine time here.
So was that in Anchorage, or was it here in?
That was in Anchorage.
Anchorage.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that was pretty hard. Amazingly, none of us were injured in any way. I bruised an elbow a little bit. It was it.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that was incredible. But it's hard personally. My pride was pretty hard and hit, and trying to figure out what Lord would be doing with this. Why? We're all here trying to serve. We're doing incredible things. Not here for glory. It would be nice for this to continue, and we've lost this equipment, and that was really hard. And then 10 days after that, I'd have a stroke.
Wow.
Which was unrelated to the airplane, the wreck, but
right.
And that was during that, for the first, January 26th is when I had this stroke, and I remember very little. At the time, I just thought I was sick, and all of a sudden people are saying, hey, we're going to put you in the airplane, we're going to go to the hospital in Anchorage. Okay. I had no idea what was going on, and I woke up 5 days later where they'd had to do brain surgery and all this stuff.
Right.
And I don't remember any of that time. And that was even more so. I was trying to figure out what is God doing? Yeah. I trust. But Lord, you better help me trust, because I'm really frustrated with what's going on. And it was hard, really hard time. As I mentioned, a pilot for a long time. One of the parts of the stroke is at the very least 2 years before I'll be allowed to fly again, if enough of the things will heal enough that I'll be able to do that. And so.
So how did you work through the emotional side of it? I know men have a lot of pride, whether you're Christian or not Christian, because you're there to provide for your family. How did you work with that sense of just a void where you'd lost the joy of being able to fly, not being your fault? Stuff, as they say, life happens to you.
Yep.
How did you work through that from day to day when, And I'm sure, respectfully, that you were self-condemning about coulda, shoulda, woulda, and that had nothing to do with the price of eggs, but
Yeah.
it was simply just that life happens.
Yeah.
So tell people, how did you get through this to where you're back to work today? You went back part-time, you went back, you're now full-time, and you're working your way through. And I believe you got your driver's license back again as well,
Yep.
correct?
Yep. I can
Praise
drive
God.
again. So that was just over 3 months from that stroke. Yeah. I mean, first off is trying to take it to the Lord. Okay, Lord, I don't know what's going on, but you are good, and I will trust.
Amen.
And he's put my wife in a place where she's never had to do, or she's having to handle finances and taking care of me and making sure all of, that I'm able to keep up with the speech therapy and all these other things I need to do. And so it's been incredible to see a different side from her, that I've had to release a lot of things that would normally I would just handle for her, and she's had to, with on top of our 5 kids and homeschool and everything else. That's been incredible.
I have to insert the question. Do you think, as a result of this fiery experience, not so much the essence of it, but do you think it's made you guys stronger as a married couple and a greater understanding of each other through this very, very difficult thing of the stroke and the aircraft accident? In the sense that you're
Yeah.
more understanding of her and vice versa. And
Yeah, I would
you're
say
having
in
to
the-
release more to her and just see the other side of the passion and the love that she has for you as your wife.
I would say definitely as a total, yes. Probably especially from the stroke. The plane accident was more of a pride issue where we weren't hurt. It didn't affect our income or anything like that. Just the way our ministry is set up to help us and
Right.
and that. But the recovering from the stroke and trying to figure out all the bills and everything else from all of the hospitals, all that stuff, it builds a lot of tension between us, but it also is the chances for her to step in and say, I shouldn't have said that, I'm sorry, I'm tired and angry, and this is not your fault anyway.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
So let me
Yes,
say,
we are closer than we would have been 6 months ago.
6 months ago. So in closing, how would you encourage another pilot mechanic who may be struggling through the same way in a few words as we come to a close, Aaron?
Trust.
That's good.
There's times even going through training where I was like, is this even worth doing? Could I be doing something else?
Yeah.
Not just so I can go fly, but is this what God has pointed me towards?
Yeah.
Is He providing? Right now it doesn't feel like it. So is this the stop, or is this the nope? Keep going and trust, faithing there.
Okay.
And then yes, I've had many people praying in the training and finances when I need it going through school, and for years while we've been here, and then especially the 3 months here after the stroke, of thousands of people telling us that we're praying, and it's made up very, very much the change.
Okay.
There.
Aaron, thank you so much. Appreciate it so much. God bless you 1,000. And thank you, folks, for your time.